Hello lads, lovelies, everyone in between. Today, we are finally getting to after the fall. I know it's a little later than every other YouTuber, but I really wanted to get a proper feel for the game before I just went and made a review with some generic gameplay footage. Since that's kind of all that I've seen, it's not actually that useful to see. I wanted to give you I wanted to give you an actual review after having played it for quite a while with some pals and what I thought of it. And once I've seen all the maps, all the guns, that sort of thing, I got a feel for what the actual gameplay loop is like. And now that I've done that, it's time for me to share that experience with you. So, spoilers, this is a good game. It's what I thought it would be. It's what I was led to believe from the developers. It's definitely got some bugs still. I wouldn't call it like an alpha build or anything, but it's got that early launch, it's got some bugs. Some of them are pretty shitty too. Nothing I think will really prevent you from having fun. It hasn't stopped me from having fun, but it's been an irritant. And some of them are pretty shitty. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get right into game, and then we're going to talk about it from there, and I'm going to show you a couple things in the game and what it's like. I'm not going to show you all the weapons or nothing. I'll show you a few that I like, though. Yeah. Let's get started. Okay, guys, so here we are in the game. I actually had a whole intro thing, but OBS fucked up my Pimax settings like it does every other fucking time I try to use it. So I had to sort of readjust them on the fly, and here we are, actually in the game. You didn't miss a whole lot. I just saw some stuff in the lobby. I'll just do that in reverse. Go talk about the lobby and sort of some issues that happened there after. In the meantime, what you missed was me talking about the fact that this game has finger tracking. Fuck you, zombies. Yeah. So, let's go say hi to our friends. What do you say to that? The Max 10. Such a unique 80s weapon, you know? And you know what? It actually feels a lot like a Max 10. The high rate of fire and a lot of damage dumped out very quickly. Yeah, alright, that was a little more intense than I was expecting. You collect this goo, and this goo is money. These little glowing things, that's money.
Self, don't poke those exploding glowy things. Not to everyone, actually.
So there are things you can scavenge, specifically these floppy disks, and they're unlocks, and the unlocks form the basis of the progression system in this game. Those are the things that boost your weapon damage and modify how your weapons perform. It's a pretty big deal.
Reloading.
There is a easy mode reload where you just like drop the magazine and just drop it, run it to your chest. You gain less harvest. You gain a bonus if you're using the manual reload that I'd say we're generally used to as VR gamers. So unfortunately for this game, until they fix the Unity 2020 bug, why are you holding the magazine? I talk around? Whatever. Parallel projection sucks.
Reloading.
You see zombies, you can climb on the roof and the walls. You always got to keep your eyes open. Ammo. Well, you can't afford to be an ass with it. It's pretty common. I don't think, now you get ammo and it just gives you ammo for all your guns.
Good job.
Ah, the 44. 44 Auto Mag, not 44 Magnum. Obviously, you wouldn't see 44 Magnum, a rimmed cartridge, in something like this. Here, I'll show it to you.
Mine.
Now, the default gun's a 9mm, which ain't bad.
Reloading.
It's actually a pretty solid gun. Whatever. We've got better guns. But all of the guns, your favorite gun, you can always just keep. If your 9mm is your favorite gun, good news, there's actually no reason to ever really replace it outside of preference. And the 9mm is actually not bad because you just never have ammo problems with the 9mm. That makes it quite appealing, and probably even more so in some ways in the harder difficulties. So the complaints that we hear are there is no melee in this game. Yet. The devs are kind of like, hey, now the game's released and we have time to work on it. We might try looking into that. And I don't know if I'd really appreciate melee weapons in this game, but being able to like pistol whip somebody, I would appreciate. Because once in a while in this game, you're obliged to do something. Weapon models look pretty good. You know, they're not. Keep in mind, this is an alternate history game. You know, so. Excuse me, ma'am.
Gotta reload.
There we are.
Back in the day, I always took my wife here for lunch on Sundays.
Should right in your ass.
We see who could handle the spicy noodles better.
Reloading.
Oops, I got my magazine. I quite like the way the Mac 10 feels, because the Mac 10 is that high rate of fire, 45 caliber, Mac 11's 9mm, and yeah, it feels right. Oh, pipe bombs. We gotta talk about pipe. I swear I grabbed. Well, this is not what I wanted. Where's the pipe bomb? Come on. I know I saw it. Hey, there we go. Pipe bomb. Flashlight is not on the Quest version, but I believe it is on the PlayStation and, of course, all the PC versions. The Quest version is just not powerful enough for that kind of dynamic lighting.
Missing team, I see. I fear the worst. That's a new sprawl, though. Wonder what that's all about.
Yeah, I don't want to. Oops, that was way too close.
Wait up. Reloading.
Well, worked out in the end, didn't it? Anyway, you're looking for these floppy disks, and if you find any, they represent unlocks in your progression system, basically. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. So, sometimes you'll find a key card. What is this gun doing? Oh, game, did you just fuck me? Okay, we just found a weapon bug, and I'm glad I got this on video. It deleted my Mac 10. Oh, okay, you get to see a moment of real frustration out of me. I just picked this up. It shouldn't have deleted my Mac 10, but it did. It's gone. It's completely gone. That is one of these game-breaking bugs I've been talking about. It is pretty frustrating. I am not going to lie. That is really, 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 really frustrating. That it just deletes your fucking weapons sometimes. I paid a lot of money for that, and I won't be able to replace it immediately either. Because I spent upgrades on it. I guess I'll get to show you the 9mm though. That's a surprisingly handy weapon.
Used to get dim sum around.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that. You notice I just teleported?
One of those things.
Everyone hates it. It's stupid. They're going to fix it. Oh. 9mm, like I said, pretty decent weapon. Alright, leave him alone. Ew. Oops, made myself a little bit there. These explode, obviously.
Found a face scanner.
Face scanners are a little weird. Oh, I'm just like talking to nobody. Because my Mac 10 will not be back at base. It's just gone.
Daylight.
So, that is really annoying. And this isn't even like my 9mm, which actually has some customizations on it. Oh, Jesus, game, why'd you do this to me? So, safe zones, you can go, you can buy pipe bombs, health boosters. I've actually got 2. You can store them in your wrists. See, you can be like, you can use them to heal yourself, resurrect teammates. You cannot use them to resurrect yourself, though. A teammate needs to do that for you. Or your device charge, which is this thing, which I'm just going to show it to you guys. Beep. And once again, I just wander off into a random direction.
Let's go.
There's not really enough Zeds here for me to worry about. Oh, okay. Shit gets real. I count on my friend Eugene Stoner. Just get in front of me, NPCs. Oh, that was intense. That was a close quarters battle. Whew. I wish I remembered to turn my fan on, which I've never once done in my entire life. Oh, ammo. If you get those floppy disks, by the way, you put them in the arcade machine in that safe room area. This game has lots of comfort options too, by the way. Fully supports seated mode too. Alright, let's say hi to these guys. There. That's pretty sweet. You are... It looks like you're supposed to be able to buy charges for this, but I've never seen it work. So...
Good shot.
Those guys have a wide blast radius, by the way. They don't actually do a whole lot of damage though, but oddly enough they do to the other Zeds. So they're not always the worst thing to see show up, believe it or not. Oh, look at this. Speak of the devil. So unfortunately my health is pretty good. But
Cover me, please.
store this and you get a goodie. Even my 9mm is quite a bit nicer than this. Excuse me, sir. Oh, that was bad shooting. There we go. There we go. That's more like how I like to shoot. Come on, don't dodge my buddy. Embarrassing me on 15-minute video. So if you reload before you fire your last round, you don't actually have to pull back the hammer. Or not the hammer. The caulking bolt. I'm pretty tall. I don't think like I don't have like a height thing behind me, but guys, I'm pretty tall. I'm much too tall, I know. And here's why. See this? Oh look, now I'm blind. This isn't disarming. And, there you go. That's not the right way to do that. Just slide me the fuck off it, developers. Don't just turn off my display. Like, what the fuck are you thinking when they do that? Let's just turn off the display. Now I have to crouch underneath it.
Just about to circle to the other end, runner. Keep at it. You've got some more snow breed on your way.
You can shoot these locks too. But why waste the ammo?
Guys, there's
good.
a face scanner here.
Keep turning around.
Oh, that's better.
So, these floppy disks. What? And then successfully connected floppy. Now survive to the end to claim your reward. Cool. Alright, what do I want? Actually, nothing. Yeah, that teleports you off a ledge is presumably some comfort setting that they forgot to make a setting and don't know that there's actually no warning that you're about to teleport down. It's pretty awful, it's shit design, but it's hardly the end of the world either, because the developers have heard the complaints
Alright,
about
team,
it.
look alive. There are lots of snow breed out there. It's harvest time.
I don't remember the boss fight for this, but they're often pretty intense, especially when you have dummies, right? Shitty AI, human players, a lot better. Hey, how's it going?
Malia, my girl, shooting to kill.
Hi.
Reload. Need to reload.
Now, here's a neat fact you might not know. Have you played this game before? Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to run and grab it, you just have to shoot it, then it magically gives you ammo. Very useful if you're fighting off the bosses. That means everyone goes in, and the final battle. Well, since those purple boxes are limited ammo, why not just dispense with finesse? Didn't actually go the way I wanted.
Modest Mike can shoot all right. Reloading.
Okay, here's a boss fight. You have to shoot off his armor plates. He does this charge. If he hits you with it, you're dead in one hit. Oops, I didn't need to do that. Oh, what do you got? There it is. My hand got stuck on terrain, seriously? Do not let him hit you. You are... Wow, shit. You are one dead cookie if that happens. I really would like my max hand here. You have to shoot these nodes on them?
Reloading!
There's a problem with what I did. I think my teammates just got themselves killed. Ah! Nope. Yeah, he's pissed off. There we go. Alrighty. There you go, buddy. Huh? Not so tough now, are ya?
Oh, that's better.
So that's a match with stupid AI. And AI is very stupid. And this is on the easiest difficulty level, so it's not that challenging. Although it surprised you sometimes. Because the enemy spawns are kind of random, and what spawns is not always going to be clear the same. Some tougher guys that you're not expecting will occasionally just drop in randomly, and you'll have to deal with that shit. Buttons, buttons, buttons. Harvest his money. And then you get your little goodies. These are probably duplicates. Yeah, duplicate. And duplicate just gives you extra cash. Although one of these wasn't. That's interesting. And then you can go and do your next missions. But we're going to go back to the hub and we're just going to have a little chat. And then maybe we're going to chat afterward too. I don't want to show you too much gameplay footage because I'm pretty sure if you're interested in this game, you've already seen hours of it.
Welcome to The Line.
Yeah.
Reminder, only engage in
Okay, so this is your lobby. Oh, shut up, I'm trying to talk. So this is the lobby, and this is where you see other players. It actually says what platform they're on too, rather they're standalone Oculus. Awesome PC VR gamers like us. Or, you know what, you're still welcome here, Quezin. Don't worry, I should even call you Quezin, I'm not if we're gonna be a jerk. Sorry, guys, I'm sorry, you know you're all welcome here. If you're just playing on just Oculus standalone, Oculus. This guy's a PC VR gamer. You can tell it's got a Steam icon. And you will also see PlayStation VR gamers here. I think that's pretty fucking awesome. I love the way that we're all in the same world. We can all team up no matter what our hardware. Hey, how is it? You go here, you select your missions. Your harvest runs. And I know it looks like shit, but parallel projection is forcing me to make sacrifices. Don't judge the game visually based on this review. Please don't do that. That's not really going to be fair to the game.
Here to look at the goods.
So, my fucking Mac 10 is just gone. Okay, I don't know why that didn't. As you can see, there's bugs. Like, what? Okay, whatever. I'm so pissed off because it won't register that I've previously bought a Mac 10. You'll see right here I have to buy a new one, even though I already fucking own one, and the game just glitched it out of me. And it's done this for other guns as well. So that is some seriously fucked up shit that this game fucking does to you. They really need to fix that, because holy fuck is that enraging. Now I can't replace my Mac 10. Ugh. And this shotgun is like the most expensive gun in the game. Fuck is it expensive. It's pretty fucking cool though. However, that reload process, when you're in the middle of battle, kind of a bit. Oh yeah, and it will let you just cycle out all the rounds. So, doing this rapidly in the middle of a fight is easier said than done. Let me tell you something. However, the shotgun, make sure your grip settings are precise, because if they're not perfect, rapidly loading shells into this is not going to be fun. I'm just facing the wrong fucking direction again, I swear to God. Okay. But yeah, shotgun's awesome. It actually cleans the shit out of it, of the deads. Okay, so you're not gonna let me. I guess it's gonna go there. I don't know why. Like I said, bugs galore. Oh, there's so many bugs in this game, and they're bad bugs. Like my fucking gun disappearing. Like one day all my money just disappearing. Your unlocks don't disappear, but you have to buy them again. It's so frustrating. I've had like I had a 9mm that was nicely decked out. I see it's just not here anymore. What happened to it? I don't know. I had a 9mm. It was a nice one. Now I have this shitty one. Why? Where'd it go? So that's going to be a constant problem, and until that's solved, I don't know what to tell you about that and how that slipped by beta testing. I don't know. Probably because we're in beta testing right now. That the Unity 2020 180 bug, that's another thing that should have been fixed in beta. It's well known. It's trivial to fix. So this launch has been rough. I know PlayStation VR guys couldn't even play for whatever reason. That's not good, but they're good now. With all the same bugs as the rest of us, unfortunately. Alright, I'm going to take off the headset, and I'm going to talk a little bit more, because I played this multiplayer. That's how this man's game to be played. So let's talk like that. Okay, see you in a few minutes. Hi guys, so welcome back. So yeah, now you've seen my gameplay of the game. That was just solo player with bots, but I have been playing it multiplayer. Multiplayer is really where this game shines. if you're just playing by yourself, if I were you, I'd actually pass on this game or strong arm some of your friends into getting into VR. And hey, you can strong arm them into any platform. If they have a PlayStation, PlayStation VR. If they don't have a good PC, press 2, because it's a cross-platform multiplayer across all of it. That's actually a really nice feature because it gets a lot of players in on the same games. So if your friends got different stuff than you, then you can still play with them. I think that's an amazing feature and really hopefully is kind of the standard going forward. We'll see. So yeah, we did see a pretty shitty bug where I've had some guns disappear. Like I lost my MAC-10, and then I noticed later that my tricked out 9mm had just stopped existing. It used to be on my weapons rack, and then it just gone. At least I did lose all my money again. So there's some definite shitty bugs. However, the devs have acknowledged those and have fixes in the works. So hopefully they don't fuck around too long, because PC gamers take a long time to get over a shitty launch. They really do. They remember that shit forever. Look how long it took No Man's Sky to get back to positive reviews. Now the game is really well liked and well received, but it took forever. So yeah, hopefully they don't fuck around too much. Hopefully they fix the Pimax Windows Mixed Reality Unity 2020 bug that causes your view to glitch out. It's the 180 bug. If you look around, you'll see about it, especially because it's such a trivial fix. So I haven't heard word from the devs on that particular issue, but a lot of other users have been reporting it, so hopefully that will get fixed relatively soon, considering it takes all of like 5 seconds to fucking fix. I have high hopes. The devs have been responsive, both on like the Steam forum, discussion area, and even on Reddit. So that's a good thing to see. Yeah. Just be aware of those bugs. You may have kind of a shitty experience at first. Then the matchmaking is beyond terrible. It sort of randomly matches you in a group, which is fine enough, but you maybe want to say choose something based on difficulty, but just a team leader does that, and then if you just foist it into a group as a relatively new user whose equipment is still pretty basic, you may find yourself with early level equipment in the max difficulty settings, and you'll die, and it'll suck, and you'll just be a liability to your team. That needs work. And then that's even if you get in a game, which seems to be pretty unlikely, since there's a serious problem with AFK team leaders. So somebody's randomly assigned to be a team leader, but they're not even paying attention. I don't know what they're doing if it's an Oculus user, which it always is, who's in-game in their Oculus, but not wearing the headset. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's like a ghost connection even. I'm not even sure. But you'll get stuck with a whole group of people trying to actually have the game load up, but we're all waiting on this team leader who's either not here or dead or who the fuck knows what. And it happens constantly. I've never actually been able, well, I've one time actually been able to join just a random group and get going. Otherwise, we've had to sort of like cobble a group together amongst ourselves. Pretty rough. And here's the thing, is you're in that lobby, and that lobby is like, what, 25 users, I think it is? And it's instanced, which wouldn't really be a problem, except that if you're grouped together, you can't voice chat together unless you're in the same lobby group. But it pulls people from all over. So the chances are is that nobody who's on your team is actually in the same lobby as you, so you can't even figure out who's there and who's not, and you should form your own group. It's atrociously bad. It's actually completely broken and does not function right now. So that's not good. However, if you already have friends, even just one friend is enough to have a good time. Better if you have 3 or 4. But if it's just you and a buddy, the AI is good enough that they'll come and resurrect you once in a while. And one time I even had them finish the Smasher. That was pretty neat. There are some limitations of this game though. So right now the only boss is the Smasher. That's one guy, and he's always kind of the same. The first time you find him, you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. You have to show these nodules and armor plates. It's really difficult. But every other time he kind of gets you because he gets stuck in a piece of terrain or something, and you're just like, eh. And then it's always the same boss. There's just one boss. That's kind of a letdown. Even if there was 3, that would be a significant improvement. Hopefully that's the kind of thing they're going to add later. The map selection is only 5 maps. They're well done. They're nice. I like them all. From Skid Row to the tower map, they're all neat. They're all quite different. They're all fun. But there's only 5 right now. That's not that much, right? You're going to be playing those maps a lot. Now, the enemies are sort of randomized, and what you fight and where generally is random. Sometimes there isn't even a smasher. Sometimes it's just a bunch of tough guys who fight you. Actually, a little more fun because it's actually a lot harder. So, variety is not super present here yet. There's going to be a lot more content coming down the line for this game, but it's not here yet. And it'll just season 1, the deluxe edition you get included or whatever. You could do better, I feel like. But hopefully they're working on new maps. I know they're going to add more guns later. The selection of guns isn't bad. 6 guns is okay. That's fine. And then, of course, you can tweak and modify them quite a bit. There's laser sights and different optics that you can get at the higher difficulty levels. So the difficulty level you're playing on determines what kind of loot drops for your guns you're going to get. So if you're just slumming on the easy, you'll never get the cool laser sights and optical sights and that sort of thing. So you want to learn how to play the game on easy levels, and then you and your buddies want to go and start tackling the harder stuff, which gets a lot more intense. On the harder settings, you should not be getting bored. But that said, that is the gameplay cycle right now, which I'm going to say is I'm having a lot of fun at this still. And I think that you will too. Just know what you're buying here. There is, at the moment, the gameplay loop's a bit on the tight side. So, like I said, I have pretty good faith that Vertigo is going to improve this. They're using a season system, so it seems likely that fairly regularly they're going to be coming out with new maps, content, and maybe even some guns. I do know they said they have another gun coming. That's pretty cool. As I said, 6 of guns is okay, especially because they're quite different and all pretty good. They all have their niche uses. Like the 9mm, have a lot of ammo for it. You're never going to have ammo problems with the 9mm. And a good shot is well rewarded by it. So yeah, 15-round magazine, nice gun. It's good. Even though it's the newbie gun, again, you can upgrade this gun to have all sorts of nice features later on. And depending on your unlocks, which are random, you may end up with a really nice tricked out 9mm. I don't think you should be too disappointed if that happens. It's a pretty good shot. Sort of makes 9mm an odd starting weapon, right? Because it actually rewards a good shot, which newbies might not yet be. But its high capacity can let you get away with being a pretty bad shot too. But on higher difficulties, you're gonna want to get those headshots, lads. So, the Desert Eagle, which they call the Arizona Fury or something, is a smaller magazine capacity, 8. But most of the time, the regular Zeds, you don't even have to actually get a headshot on them to kill them in one hit. It works really good on a lot of the tougher, meatier, muscular sort of zombies. It's a solid weapon, but you run out of ammo for it. You have to sort of mind that. The shotgun I went into a bit. It gets you into trouble, but it might not get you out when you're sitting there fumbling to get shells in and remembering to rack it. And it's a little bit bitchy because you can accidentally rack out unfired rounds very easily. I do that all the time to the point that when I'm using it, I make a point of only holding it with one hand while I'm running around because I kept accidentally racking my fucking rounds out. Something you'd never accidentally do with a real shotgun, by the way. So that needs some tweaking. They should prevent you from actually racking out your loaded rounds, even though technically it's realistic that you can do that. This is never something you'd accidentally do with a shotgun. Probably not anyway. So, not when you're just running around, right? You might forget if you racked it or not, but you wouldn't be running down the hallway racking shells behind you, right? It's way more stiff than that. So that needs to be tweaked. That's not quite right with the shotgun. And it's such a fussy, finicky weapon. You really have to be paying close attention. So yeah, just some tweaks there. You got 2 rifles. Both seem to be a matter of taste. Yeah, I think those just seem to be pretty damn similar. One's not clearly better than the other. I ended up generally liking the AR-10 better. Yeah, but a lot of players might like the AK better, even though it's a weird mutant AK. What is that? I wonder if that existed. One day I should check. Be like, does Ian McCullum know about this? If you get that reference, you're cool. Okay, and you have a MAC-10. I used to have one. I was rather fond of it, actually. The MAC-10, the 80s drug dealer weapon of choice. Yeah, nothing like a sophisticated MP5. The MAC-10's all fury. Cool gun. Nice to see it in the game, actually. But even with all its warts, it's got some weird bugs that MAC-10, though, is sometimes you'll dry out the magazine, and then you pop a new mag in, and you don't have to actually rack it. So you can just, sometimes you do. Sometimes I've had to rack it 2 or 3 times before it actually would read as ready to fire. I don't think any of that's intended. You know? The MAC-10 is not a necessary, although it generally was associated with crime in the 80s. It's actually a CIA weapon. Yeah, I wonder if you knew that. Well, if you didn't, it's a CIA assassination weapon. Yeah. And the CIA is not going to assassinate people with a fucking unreliable gun. No, they won't. Yeah. So we have to love about the guns. There's the rocket launcher thing. That's pretty cool. I think you're supposed to be able to buy reloads at the arcades and the save points. But right now it says, oh, you don't have the wrist device yet, which I think you get after the 3rd map for free. But I have it, and it still won't. And a lot of players seem to have this issue. Sometimes some people have 2. We don't know if that's a bug or not yet, or what's going on. Like, you say you're left-handed suddenly, she gives it to you. I don't know what it is. I'm just going to leave it. If it's a bug, it's going to get fixed. So, yeah. Being able to pistol whip a Z away from you would be nice. Even if it doesn't do a whole lot of damage just to get them off you, that would be a nice feature to have. And the developers have said they're going to look into it. So hopefully something comes of that, because it would be nice. I don't consider it crucial, though. But I should be able to bash the Z off me. Some of the Zeds seem to have really long arms when it comes to attacking. It's never happened to me in game that you saw. But they have a big sort of armored muscular soldier who soaks a lot of damage. I think it's called a brute. He takes a ton of damage, and he reaches out and he grabs you and he slow motion punches you right in the face and you're dead. The problem is his arm is way longer than you think it is, and probably longer than it should be. So that maybe is something that you have to be aware of. Maybe that's intended, I don't know. But I found myself being quite far away from those guys. But lag could have been a factor in that too. You don't really know, because I don't think there's a way for you to check what your ping is. So who knows? When my buddy and I were playing, we didn't have too many troubles with lag. So that's nice. So, my verdict on the game is, so far I'm having a lot of fun with it. But yeah, there are limitations. There are obnoxious bugs that are really launch day bugs that probably should have been caught in beta, but didn't, right? Because who has time for beta testing? And the game had already been launched, and frankly, there's a ton of hype that was starting to reach critical levels. And hey, okay, it's the Christmas season. The developers really probably wanted to get this game out in time for people to buy it. I kind of understand. And if bugs are here this week, they might not be the next. So I'm not the sort of person who panics over early bugs, right? Give it a couple weeks. But even so, I'm having fun. this is, in my opinion, one of the must-have VR games. Provided you have some friends to play with. If you have to play with strangers, right now, I'm not even convinced it's possible with the way the lobby is so buggy and shitty. So I don't think I would recommend this for anybody who doesn't have at least one other guy to play with. That's what I'm thinking. This is a fantastic game. It's what's on the tin. It's Left 4 Dead in VR. It's got its own neat innovations. It's got its own neat environments. The winter theme is cool. Unless you live in Canada and you just look out your window and see pretty much that exact same scene. Yeah, this is a good game. I'm always looking forward to playing it more. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where the developers are going to take this and how much better it's going to be once they get some of those bugs fixed. Because it's pretty fucking frustrating to have your guns disappear and then your money disappear. I had that happen to me both at the same time. So I had all my guns disappeared, which are not cheap to buy, by the way. And then all my money disappeared at the same time. So I just had to use the 9mm that you can always get for free at least. So that's pretty shitty. That's a particularly nasty combination of bugs. And definitely going to piss off players. And especially because all your weapon upgrades are tied to a specific gun. So I don't think that was the right way to do this. Right? I think you should buy your AR-15 or your AR-10. And then you should just have, so that's your AR-10. And then you should always be able to get that back at least, right? Because why not? And then the upgrades should just stay unlocked once you purchase them. But as it is, if you drop it, if you lose it, you have to buy back all those upgrades all over again. If you're tricked out, Mac 10 vanishes, then all the upgrades on your Mac 10 you must purchase again. That's a gross oversight. That's fucking annoying. And there's no reason for it. It's just stupid. Especially given the glitches. So yeah, there's bugs. Those bugs, and they're frustrating bugs. If you're gonna buy the game right away, be prepared to put up with that. Don't rage out and get salty. You've been warned. James has warned you. Okay? Now you know what you're getting. Reviewers have not been being honest about the amount of bugs in launch. As usual, you get the same shit, right? This is the best game ever. Blah, blah, blah. It's a very good game, though. And I do recommend you buy it. Just remember the bugs. Remember the limitations. Remember that the gameplay loop is a little on the tight side right now. That may or may not bother you, especially as you go up in difficulties. The difficulty ramps up pretty sharply. The difference between the easiest and the next step up is very significant. And then it gets worse and worse. They really start to throw a fucking lot of Zeds at you. And they throw in tougher Zeds. Because what will happen is they'll have armor on. Ice, like chunks of ice plating, armor plating and so forth. That will make them really tough. So, yeah. There's neat things. There's neat things in this game that you actually don't see in other sort of games like this. Like that ice armor that can form on the body parts of your ice zombies. Pretty neat, actually. Yeah, pretty neat. So yeah, I think that's my review of the game. It is exceptionally fun with your friends. It is very fun with your friends. If you actually have 4 friends who play this game, wow, that'd be so much fun. I'm working on it myself, but you know. Adults do adult stuff. Kind of a bummer. What do you do? Okay, guys, thanks for coming. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, please, and thank you. And you can follow me on minds.com. Because you know I don't like the big mainstream social media sites like Twitter or Facebook. I don't really like those guys. I don't like to associate with big tech. I kind of put up with YouTube because that's where the audience is. You should feel free to follow me on Odyssey as well. So I did decide to go to make an account on minds.com. I'll have a link in the description and in the usual place that social media links appear. Please follow me there. And then if there's any other, I think it's social media things, so I use it for sort of commenting between just video announcements as well. So that's really probably right now the best place to follow Jane for what she's up to, or if you have any questions and comments. That's a pretty good way to reach me. Alright guys, my lads, my lovelies, and all the people in between, thanks for coming. Love ya. Bye-bye.